Troll here. Um, in my last video I was looking at Rift, and then in the previous video to that I was looking at Guild Wars 2. And what I've been looking for within these three games, World of Warcraft, Rift and Guild Wars 2, is more so which one do I consider to be the best MMO out of the three. And why World of Warcraft still has 10 million sub players. Guild Wars 2 has said that they've sold 3 million game copies, and just wondering, when you look at Guild Wars 2, why it hasn't put in a dungeon finder, as Rift's got one, World of Warcraft's got one. I think Rift is a good game. I think World of Warcraft's a good game. I've been with World of Warcraft for over 7 years. I stopped for 6 months. I think the game was just getting on top of me, and I went over to play Guild Wars 2, and yes, it was a good game, but it didn't have a dungeon finder, and I think the interface panel sort of hides a lot of information. Like World of Warcraft brought out they are looking for a group panel. Must be at the start of the game, and nobody really used it. And then Guild Wars 2 was followed and did exactly the same thing, and nobody really uses it either. They all spam in the chat channel trying to form a group. World of Warcraft has seen it could do with an interface panel. A lot of people complained about it, but the way I think of it, it's your own choice. You either use it or you don't. You don't have to use it, and it's not going to break the game either. You can't force people to use the chat channel to spam. I'm looking for healers and tanks, and it doesn't matter. And probably what they would say on the Guild Wars 2 side, no, we don't want a dungeon finder because we'd rather people spam the chat channel. But if you had it server wide, you can filter out people that way. No different as if you look in the chat channel and you take a player from there and then he's no good, so you just kick him out. And it'd be exactly the same in the dungeon finder. But if I look at the graphics of the three games, I think Rift seems to have got that, graphical wise. Guild Wars 2 is nice looking, but in like World of Warcraft you can take on multiple mobs at the same time. You try that in Guild Wars 2 and it could be a bit of a struggle. Not saying impossible, but you can, depending on the class and everything, you can bog yourself down with pulling too many. Rift seems alright. You can do, I think, the same as World of Warcraft. You can pull multiple mobs and take care of them.
What do you need? Be safe.
So why is World of Warcraft, why does it still hold 10 million subs? And the only thing I can think of, as people are saying, yeah, but their friends are in there and they've been playing it for so long, building a character up, which is understandable. I wouldn't say that wasn't one of the reasons. But I'm looking at, say, if you compare it against, say, Rift for people who say, well, why would I want to go from World of Warcraft to Rift when it's virtually the same sort of game? And then when you look at Guild Wars 2, I think people have tried it, and I think it's built itself up a little bit of a bad reputation, being that the interface panels, you can't form groups as well, and multiple guilds you can join, and I think has complicated the game and hurt the game itself by having you can join multiple guilds, and when you come to doing the quests and that, great, you can, you don't have to pick a quest up, you just go into the area and it flags up what you need to do, and the hearts and Guild Wars 2, which is good. Not saying World of Warcraft is a bad way, where you have to pick it up and then do the quest and hand them back in, and I still I could still enjoy that. Then I look at the grinding aspects of the game. Guild Wars 2 says it's done away with grinding and you don't have to grind anymore. I'd like to dispute that. In World of Warcraft, it's gear progression, and they say in Guild Wars 2 it's not gear progression, although they brought out one or two tiers higher, which has got slightly better stats on them, which is giving that player the edge if he manages to get them. But the gear treadmill is in Guild Wars 2, because if you're after that, you have to do the dungeons multiple times until the item drops, or if you're looking for a particular skin that you want, then you have to do that multiple times until you get. So the gear treadmill is still within Guild Wars 2, even though they're saying it's not. The questing, is still the same as World of Warcraft Rift, Star Wars New Republic. It's no different. PvP side, yes, that's no different to, I would say, World of Warcraft and probably Rift as well. The only difference I would say is within the games is it's got huge maps, it's got this fast travel, story mode, it's got that within it, and better graphics. But if you're looking at me now, I'm playing World of Warcraft, I'm on max settings, the game still looks good. I think we're going the wrong way, so yeah, we'll go outside anyway. But so who really has the better game? WoW, with this simple interface, easy to play, dungeon sides you can jump in with a dungeon finder, raid finder, and pick a quest, chill out, PvP, Then you look at Rift, which is a lot of WoW, but also has its own elements to the game, with the rifts and dimensions is brought in now, and which is a nice feature. And then you look at Guild Wars 2, which has got the story aspect of the game. It hasn't got a dungeon finder. It's got PvP. It's got ranking PvP that is brought into it. Overall, I would say there's nothing really groundbreaking. in Guild Wars 2, which is a shame. You buy the box and then it's free to play from thereafter. It may improve itself. There are talk of patches coming in in the coming months and everything, so that may all change the game. But in its current state, it still needs a lot more work done to it. So, I think in conclusion, if I was to pick an MMO to play at the moment, would be World of Warcraft or Rift. And probably I would say Rift, being the graphics are really good in it. It's got all the elements of what World of Warcraft's got. The subscription is cheaper if you pay in advance multiple months. It's got dimensions they brought into the game. Not saying World of Warcraft can do stuff like that, may add it in future or is already planning to add it in itself. But I think I would go top 3: Rift, World of Warcraft, and Guild Wars 2. Unless Guild Wars 2 implements features that are standard within other MMOs already. Which is a shame, because if they had Dungeon Finder in there, then maybe I would have scored them higher. But in the current state at the minute, I put them in 3rd place. But I think that's all I got to say about the 3 top MMOs at the moment. And I'm going to make my next video now, which is going to be Path of Exile. And hope to see you like and watch my videos. And this is Pro Trolley. Till next time.